doing it. And everybody, we think that's crazy. Why are you doing that? Well, they want to.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's there, just like the
Yes,
mountain.
that's exactly the answer I always hear. Why do people climb mountains? I mean, I did it once. I never do it again. But I had to do it because I had to save somebody. But I said, wow, that's a lot of rock. But there are people that I counseled this young lady, 22 years old, that was a mountain climber. She's 22. I said, wait a minute. So if I shake your hand, you'll probably crush my fingers, right? She said, probably so. Because I mean, come on, you hanging off rocks since she was 5. She was a mountain climber. I can imagine what her fingers feel like.
I bet so. I bet she's strong.
Oh
she's
yeah,
really
I mean,
strong.
yeah, I mean, I'm talking about she, you know.
Gosh, sucks.
But that, but you'll become a product of whatever it is you pursued. I mean, I wanted to speak better because everybody's laughing at my family, how they country geechies, like I said, I demonstrated how my dad talked one time, but I'm proud of how I'm able to articulate words because that's something that's valuable. I mean, I taught foreign exchange students in college English because they all wanted to learn English. And, and I met a lot of fantastic people just trying to teach them English. So you get past a lot of stupid stuff like racism and sexism when you start seeing people as people. And that, these little, anyway, y'all push my button. So
Keep on going. Keep on going. We love hearing you
Hey,
talk.
you got the floor, Eddie.
Drums here.
We're broadcasting to the world right now, by the way.
Oh Lord, I know John was here. Goodness gracious. Now see, that guy is no John's really ruined me. I'm serious because I listen to well, he and Karen talking about running more than one business like it's just walking the park.
Yeah.
But I understand where it comes from because I'm studying the law of attraction and it says yes, whatever you want, go after it. I will help you. And I know John and Karen are here to teach us multiple streams of income should be your goal.
That's right.
I mean, it's so much, there's no shortage of money. I'm meeting people that are making money off of stuff you think is stupid, but they making money at it.
Yeah.
Come on. Elon Musk, 300 billion. Elon Musk. I'm going, wait a minute now. And people tell me, he shouldn't have all that money. Why not? He found a way to make it.
That's right. Good for
Don't
you.
be getting, you need to quit being jealous of people and go out and find your way to make some money. And I've decided I'm going to speak and put words on mugs and shirts and cups and make money. Because I'm starting to say, wait a minute. I understand why God sent me to Walmart. Walmart makes 1.4 billion a day. A day. I'm serious. That's the truth. And everybody's complaining, man, why don't they give me some money? Well, what have you done to earn that kind of money? Just showing up for work ain't good enough. You're supposed to do that. That's minimum wage. Show up for work and have a uniform on. That's minimum wage. Now, if you want to do something, you have to go ahead and move on up the ladder. But, of course, my goal is to replace that income with this right here. I'm just there because I know if I don't be there, I'm going to struggle like, I tried that. Struggling, it's not cool. So have a job, But I did learn this. Go ahead and look some people in the eye and smile and be happy and do what you do, and you'd be shocked what it is. I mean, I'm just in love with Tricia. I really am. She just wonderful.
I love you too, Eddie. I really no, I'm not laughing. I'm smiling.
When Mrs. starts talking, I just want her to say, put the cup down and tell us some things.
Yeah.
Because she just knows so much stuff.
Yeah.
I will oracle everyone.
And John was a preacher too. John a preach. He got my hand on his mouth, but he waiting to talk.
That's New Jersey. He's holding it in.
He just stopped. He said, all right, now, and then he'll just stop bellowing out. And it'll just, a soliloquy will come out. And he's just did a Shakespearean play by himself. And, and you go and you trying to write some notes down and, okay, all right, okay. Well, where did you get that from? But that's what this community is about. We always worry about how to. The universe says, don't worry about how. Tell me what. I guide you to the how. Tell me the what and why you want it. If you get them two right, the rest will come.
Right.
And it's right here. So anyway, thank you very much. I'm gonna be quiet because I promise you, I'm not the star here. But if you let me flicker a little bit, I start burning.
Thank you, Eddie.
I
All right,
love
pass the
that.
collection basket.
Yeah. Well, I'm in the amen corner. I'm in the amen corner right now. Collection basket's already been passed, and I got in the amen corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I was gonna ask you guys if you missed me, but it sounds like you got this handled without me. Like, just keep on trucking, right? You're good. I'm back. Hi, everybody.
We always miss
I'm back.
you, John.
Okay.
we love you dearly.
Thank you. I love you guys. It's good to be here. Let's see some of my favorite people here. Oh, my goodness, look at all of these awesome people. Maggie, I know, is in a doctor's appointment. She's off camera. There's Scott and Laura. Good to see Sarah. There's Scott and Carissa's here. Catherine, Timet. Hey, Karen and Liz. Of course, Eddie. We just got to hear from. Alex here. Amber, looking awesome as always. And of course, Patricia aims to please. Good to see Missy, Chukwuemeka, Joyce, and more people tuning in as we speak. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back in Phoenix and happy to be here with you all. What did we just hear from Eddie? What did we just hear? We heard authentic enthusiasm.
Yep.
Authentic enthusiasm. That was real. Okay. So I dared not interrupt it. Okay. And I had no idea what was going to come out of Eddie's mouth until we heard it. Just like I have no idea what's going to come out of mine until we hear it. So Eddie's asking, where does it come from? I don't know. Channeling, something. I can tell you that I am grateful for guidance that I receive every day. And notice how I worded that, right? I don't ask for guidance. I'm grateful for the guidance that I receive every day, right? So there's a different posture to take on it. But what we just heard was raw enthusiasm. Something I'll talk with you guys today about, if it pleases the group. And I muted everyone, so I can't tell if it pleases you or not. So you're just going to deal with it. But one of the things that I'll present to you today is something that I've talked with some of you about individually, and that is the idea of sales and selling. Because Eddie was mentioning that you can show up and wear a uniform and get paid minimum wage. And that is a method of generating a linear income, trading hours for dollars for what it's worth, which is different for different people, right? What post are you manning, right? And what is that post worth? But you never get paid what you're truly worth at a job. You get paid what the job is worth. So Eddie brought up the idea of multiple streams of income. So now we can look at leverage. We can look at what would be the best use of my time in terms of, what it could actually return in a nonlinear fashion, in a leveraged fashion. So this brings up for me the idea of sales, because if you look at, look at the any business, right? Eddie mentioned Walmart, right? So that's a big corporation, and there's lots of hands that make that happen. All right, there's lots of inputs to making that ship, go into the ocean or whatever. So lots of people getting paid. They're not all getting paid the same. Each post has a different worth, a different value. But consider that none of those posts would even exist. The ship wouldn't even exist if people didn't buy and sell. In other words, nothing happens till somebody buys something. And the flip side of that coin is nothing happens till somebody sells something. So what is this proposition? Whether we're talking about, you selling a coffee cup with some cool words on it, or, Walmart or whatever corporation, Amazon, right? Selling $1 billion worth of stuff a day, a minute, a year, whatever. The proposition is transferring a certain amount of enthusiasm to Mr. and Mrs. Customer, who may or may not know of the benefits that could be theirs until, they confront, your product or whatever, right? But transferring enough enthusiasm and knowingness to that person that they can then go ahead and transact. Yes, here's my money. Take some of this worthless money. I want what you have more. I value that more. So that communication must happen. And you don't always have to be there physically and personally for that. The person who originated, you know, I don't know, the towels, right? The bath towels that are on the rack at Walmart, right? So the manufacturer didn't have to be there peddling their wares to, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Customer walking down the aisle. They were predisposed to, you know, solving their problem of not having bath towels, right, when they walked into the store. But the communication occurred on the display to the end user, and their level of enthusiasm for having those towels increased. It was transferred to them from that whole pipeline and all the hands that made those towels show up on that display, on that rack, in that store at that time. Thinking about that for ourselves, right? The question comes up for me, how polished do you have to be? I'm talking about bath towels now, or coffee mugs, or whatever the product is, okay? How polished does it have to be? The enthusiasm, the communication, it doesn't. Eddie just demonstrated that. I have done a lot of business, you know, with personal, you know, one-on-one selling, and of course, one-to-many webinars, and all the things that I've had my hands in. And I've never had to fake it. In fact, let me say this: when I was faking it, I wasn't making it. So that old saying, "Fake it till you make it." Yeah, here's what I got to say about that. Poppycock. All right, there's that. Poppycock. Ain't no faking it. All right, raw enthusiasm, real enthusiasm, real. We could also say real knowingness, real knowledge, real understanding of what your benefits are and what the customer wants. Right? Then we don't have to polish it or do a dance or anything like that. And look, if that's your personality, if you're bubbly or something, go be bubbly. That's fine, but that's still real. People like authenticity. A lot of the stuff that you guys sell with your satirical or sarcastic or comedic, you know, coffee cups and, you know, pillowcases and whatever, right? A lot of this stuff is it's raw. It's not, in fact, you've learned this from Rachel and Adam and the other coaches, right? It's not so much about like being polished. It's about connecting with a conversation that's already going on in the minds of your customer. They already want the bath towels. Now they're in the place that sells bath towels, and they bought the bath towels, right? It's not that complicated. So if we're engaging in a conversation with let's say, you know, a customer base that is predisposed and pre-motivated to go into agreement with the communication that you're putting out there via coffee cup or whatever the medium is, well, you don't have to polish that, right? We don't need to fake it, nothing like that. Now, here's where a lot of people get inhibited, is they think, well, maybe I need to be polished, or maybe, you know, am I not casting a big enough net? You know, when I put out this thing that might polarize the audience, right? These people hate that stuff. Okay, well, I'll tell you what: if you're vanilla, you're ignored. And I've spent plenty of time being vanilla, and so I've had to look at this for myself. Is you know, what ideas do I have that I could just go ahead and just get them out there? However the marketplace receives it, they receive it. The point is to publish, to just get it out there, polished or not. Look, I have someone who's become a good friend, and they recently discovered some of the other work that I do here out of my businesses, plural, coaching programs and such, and they got to see some sales copy, or, you know, some text. There was a couple of mistypes in there, and they alerted me to the fact that there was, you know, a couple of typos, and I'm like, okay, thank you. Here's the thing: we're getting stuff out, and a lot of times that raw, even, and this may sound weird, okay, but I've seen coffee cups with this that have sold. Okay, so this relates directly to what you guys are doing. Like, here's the typographical error, which makes it so much more real and accessible, right? Sometimes that's done deliberately, right? Who was it? I think it was Adam that put out a cup where it had all this misspellings of, was it engineer or one of those a longer type word. And they just have cross outs on it. And then like the punchline was, I build stuff good or something, right? So using smaller words, that's relatable, right? Rather than being so assertive of your rightness or your self-importance or something, that's not as relatable. In fact, that kind of puts people off, right? But when you're flawed, and some people would call this vulnerable, I call it being strong enough to put yourself and your work out there, without needing to be polished, so to speak, right? I mean, look, we could see people who have become fantastically successful and wealthy just being themselves. So then the question is, what's the use in faking it? The other question is, fake what? Fake what, right? What if you right now, as you're listening to this, were the next outrageous success because you just were yourself and you just put stuff out there. And a lot of people hated it and a lot of people loved it and whatever, right? I think Eddie mentioned Elon Musk, right? I don't buy his product. Not for me. It's for a lot of other people. It's not for me. Okay, fine. Great news, right? There's lots of potential customers. So what if here's a consideration. What if somebody else right now on this call was thinking, oh, if I can only be more like you. And here you might be thinking, well, if I can only be more like them. So what are we going to fake, right? What pretense is needed at this point? Now, if you look at yourself and you don't have a good amount of self-worth, self-esteem, or whatever, well then let's work on that. I think that's where a lot of people have gone astray. In my book study group, we've read books like Psycho-Cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz. Here was a guy who was a plastic surgeon who started studying the effects, not physical effects, but the underlying effects of the corrective surgery or whatever the procedure was. And he obviously worked on cases where, it was reconstructive, some accident or something, right? And so repairing the person's, look to pre-accident conditions to the best as possible. And then on the other side, he would have people coming in and saying, oh, it's my eyebrow or, my ears or whatever, right? Where they had like some sort of an inferiority complex about something which, he's looked at lots of bodies, right? He's a surgeon. He's like, it's kind of fine, like the way it is. I mean, you really want to like do the search, like talking people out of buying his services. Like, you don't need this. You also notice that when people completed the procedure, some people would have a complete transformation. Who they became, right? How they saw themselves, their self-image had transformed as a result of the new look that they had achieved through the surgery. Whereas other people, even though the physical ostensible changes were dramatic, didn't see any difference. He would even show them, look, the before and after pictures, look. And they're like, yeah, I mean, I see that you changed it. I don't feel any different. And so his theories behind this. So he wrote the book Psycho-Cybernetics, which basically means psycho, relating to the mind and spirit. Cybernetics, which relates to the movement of machinery or the control mechanisms of machineries, like servo mechanisms, where there's a predetermined goal or outcome, and that the machinery fulfills that outcome, kind of like a thermostat in your house or the autopilot on an airplane, right? So that's the destination, that's where we're going, and all the machinery goes to serve that end product, okay? And so Psycho-Cybernetics, he postulated, was about, we've got our own thermostat, our own goals, our own drive set, okay? And we're not going to outperform that or underperform that, not in the long range. Even if somebody became, let's say they're making 100,000 a year, they wanted to make 200, right? And the first 6 months of the following year, they made like 80,000 in like 6 months or whatever, right? So they're right on track for a $200,000 a year, but then down go their stats, right? All the circumstances and all the things that we could point to and say, well, that's why their stats crashed. But you can never outperform your self-image. And they end that year right around 100,000, 105, let's say. So forcing doesn't work. Faking it doesn't work. I mean, if you wanted to move the plane, let's say you were on the autopilot, right? You're going from, let's say, Chicago to New York, right? And instead you decided, I want to go to Miami or something. You could sit there and like force the wheel or whatever's in the plane, right? But as soon as you let go, the autopilot's you're going to get to New York. You're not going to Miami, period. All right. So all the machinery would be fighting you at that point because of the pre-programmed destination. So what does that mean for us here? If we're having a situation where we perhaps don't have enough self-belief, well, then that would be the thing to put our attention on. I don't care what method you're using, coffee cups, e-commerce, built-in skyscrapers, whatever, right? You got to have a good dose of self-belief. And then what do we need to fake? Then the truth is good enough. And I've taught like people that I've taught like in sales seminars and stuff. If the truth isn't good enough, go sell something else, right? I mean, how long could you sustain a lie? My goodness. And, I'm saying that as the guy who wrote the book on personal integrity, literally. But for me, that's just so obvious. It's so obvious. In fact, when we look at everything we're doing here that is successful, any successful action that you've taken in your life, it's been congruent. It hasn't been something where on a long range, a sustainable basis, where you've forced yourself to be something that you're not, to go against the flow. So the consideration that I'll offer you then is, well, if the truth of you is good enough, well, then what the hell do you need to fake, right? And sure, you'll attract critics. Who hasn't? Albert Hubbard said, in order to avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. Good luck with that, right? And some people are on that path. They're not on this call, right? There are people who just shove their head in the sand and like, I guess, wait for something to happen to them or for them. I don't know. That's not my path. But I can tell you, here, one of the main things I had to do at the outset was to decide that, yeah, I'm good enough, right? The truth is good enough. And so now let me just go forward and find ways to deliver, because that's the other thing when you look at any sustainable business. Look at this, we brought up the Walmart example, Eddie did, right? Look at that example. So here is something that's been going on for years and sustainable. Well, if the customer was not satisfied, right, with their purchases, after a while, that business would dry up. And what is their motto? I don't know. I don't hit Walmart too often, but save money or less, expect less. I don't know, whatever their motto is. But it's bargains and it's necessities and things. Here's your bath towels or whatever. But you're going to pay less because we got big buying power. And here you go. Here's the stuff, and it's so convenient. It's right on the street corner. Now, that is a disruptive. Not to go too far in the weeds with this here, but that is a disruptive business model. The mom and pop store that used to sell the bespoke, handmade bath towels, they went out of business. Okay. But because of this disruption that happened in the marketplace called Walmart. But the point is that it wouldn't have stuck because people vote with their dollars, right? And if they're getting ripped off, they're going to leave. So look at, was the truth good enough? It may not be the best bath towels, but it's what the public wanted. So I guess there's the punchline for all that. If you're okay with who you are and you're just going to go ahead and put stuff out there, then you can do what? Now you can extrovert. Now you can put your attention on the question, what do you want? Okay, I'm good. I've got what I want. What do you want? And then you can go and proceed to deliver that, right? And the bridge, of course, we're talking about, or I was originally talking about sales and marketing, which is what? Communication, right? So the bridge is communication, communicating that stuff exists. That's what we're doing. So to play off of what Eddie was talking about a little bit, I think he said, it's your beliefs expressed through a product. That's one way to look at marketing, right? So here's what I think is good and right. And now let me impinge on the public with that communication, and they can agree or disagree. And the marketplace will tell you. The marketplace told Walmart, yes, we agree. Not everyone, by the way. A lot of people will never set foot in that place. So not here to tell you good, bad, right or wrong, just the reality of commerce. This is the reality of commerce. That's what it is. So all these lofty topics that I like to bring up, which is mostly about us, right? About you as an individual, as an entrepreneur, as a person who's, seeking to be, do, and have more in your life. All of that, when the rubber meets the road, it happens in the marketplace. It doesn't happen by just, sitting in a cave and meditating, although that's a good thing to do too, do a little bit of that, but then get out into the marketplace, right? Make stuff happen. Because if not now, then when? How much time you got? Great question. I love you guys. I hope I offered you something here. I'm just getting back, and hopefully you got something out of this. I did. I'm always fascinated to hear what comes out of my mouth. Oh, thank you, John. Oh, you're quite welcome. That was great. All right. Anybody else have some thoughts about this? Come on out. I don't see any hands up, but floor is open. Floor is open, please. Hi. Did I just put you all to sleep? Did that just happen? Let's get Eddie back out here. Scott, save me, Scott. Scott, what am I talking about?
I just, you always ask. I know everything you're talking about is really in depth, and I agree with it 100%. I can't disagree with it. That's for sure. But I think, like you said, that one thing, and I go, wow, he wrote that down, and it's what Eddie said, which is something I've been practicing, because you went down and you read it. I saw you read it, and I went, oh, he referenced right back to her about how we're supposed to embellish ourselves and make our products and be proud of what we do and everything else, because what we're doing is creating all these memories for people that, so what I really like about most of the things is that how I look at it is, well, what I do today is not going to go away. It's not going to be wasted in time. It's out there. It's going to stay out there. It's going to keep doing its thing. And 4 years from now, who knows? It might make a sale. But to get paid for what I do today, tomorrow, is a pretty awesome concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. A plumber, an electrician, a house builder, when they build a house, they build it one time, they get paid once. Is it fair? I don't know what fair is, but it's really not a real place, a fair, but shouldn't they not get 1% of all the sales and everything that's going to go on with that property for the next 100 years and all the people that are going to make money off of it? Well, I would think that would be cool, but that isn't how it is. Could it be? Yeah, I think so. So
Yeah.
When we start thinking out of the box a little on how we want to change something, well, we can do that and be proud of it too, I think, and I think that's where I'm growing a lot more through everything you've been teaching us. And that, it's not like I've been learning a lot of new things from all this, but what I've been doing is reconnecting everything again. And it's been so powerful for me, coming back to something I recognize and believe in. And to me, believing in myself, exemplifying myself and those around me is key. And I think that's how I view life and try to do, even though as stringent and as strong as I might be and how I might talk over people. I'm not really trying to, but all I want to do is see the better thing, see the best thing, see us move on. I want to rush through that fire with everybody and get it over with, because it's going to burn if you stand in it. Okay. So I think that's about it. That's my whole take on all this. And, the journey is very inspirational for sure.
Thank you, Scott. And look, as far as the plumber, sure, if they're going to invest plumbing into the building project, and they're going to profit from the project. Oh, they want their money now? Okay, now you're just a contractor. Here's your money. Thank you for the plumbing, right? So choose, right? So there's plenty of deals like that where people go in on building, whatever skyscraper.
well, the whole
There's
thing
lots
is
of
we're in
hands-on.
a whole new commerce. We're in a whole new transformation of how we're making money and how things are done. The houses have been built, you know, in a sense. There's more houses being built, but there's been a lot of houses built already.
Mhm.
And I think life is like that. And we continue to keep on doing that as much as we possibly can, because that is part of life in doing it. But anyways.
Yeah, and Bob and Missy reminded us that we still need plumbers. Yes, we do, and dentists and butchers, bakers, candlestick makers. Thanks, Scott. Let's go to Alec, and then Eddie's up again. Hey, Alec. Hi, Alec. Alec.
Hello, sorry about that.
There he is.
Okay, yeah. Every time you, well, not just you, but everybody, every time I hear Eddie speak, there are so many times that I just I can't help but say, hey, I would have said the exact same thing. And it's always good to hear what he has to say. And you were referring to him earlier about putting pretty much just putting a belief on a cup, and you know, just hoping something happens with that. Whatever, you can take it however you want. That's actually something I strongly believe in, because you know, I just feel that everybody should be happy, for one. So why not just make a mug, a simple mug, and you can get 20,000 ideas in a single day, especially if you have kids. And they're just it's more about, well, I don't know. I would say in my eyes, it would be more about selling the memory. Because little cups, just little things that like I told you one time about a dog cup that I had done. And, you know, it's a guy holding his dog, and he's talking about when I tell everybody that I can't stand him, and then I see him. Well, you can really use that cup for anything. I mean, who's to say that you're remembering that dog as your actual dog? Who's to say that you're not referring to your husband or but I love her anyways? Let's say you're not referring to your wife. I mean, they're memories that I feel kind of, well, they put a smile on my face. Like sometimes the simplest thing just puts a smile on my face, and I am more than willing to go ahead and, you know what, I want that, because I like it, and every time I look at it, it brings me to a certain brings me to my special place, if that's what you want to call it. And that's all I have. But I mean, yeah, of course, Eddie always got something good to say.
Well, he's full of enthusiasm, right? So that is contagious. And so thank you, Alec, and thank you, Eddie. Let's hear from Eddie, and then anybody else. Come on out, Eddie.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the chance at speaking again. And Alex just introduced me. So I always get transparent. I was raised up with very poor self-esteem. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. I mean, it was so bad, I would not go to college. I sabotaged a chance to go to college because I did not want to be around people. I couldn't wait to quit high school. And I'm my father's namesake in leadership in the family. And they had no idea how bad my self-esteem was. If you talk to my classmates in high school, they'll say he was quiet, but he drew some nice pictures. and he made a lot of A's and B's. Yeah, I was an honor student. But your knowledge base, that's not where it's at. That's just part of it. Now, John, I'm just going to, talk, about this because I'm talking directly to you and anybody else hearing this. That Launch 100 program really got me sparkling. But I looked at it and I'm going to tell you why. I want to tell myself I'm worth going after that. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I meditate on. I'm looking at it. I say, because I'm going, wait a minute. I'm making like $10,000 is $10 million. But it's not. I got too many friends that just playing with money. And I understand why God is like, I listen to Missy talk, and she just changed my whole outlook on some things about money. When I listened to John answered a question that I was going to a lawyer to pay him to tell me something. And John answered, I asked him a question here. I say, gosh, that's how important this mastermind we have. And I'm calling it a mastermind, this group here. And see, Alex just raised me up and he gave me confirmation that I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing. Now, as I'm talking about marketing, I'm gonna leave you with this. The Geico gecko lizard. Now, seriously, they were laughing at that. They call that guy a clown. They're in the mood, they doing the brainstorming, talking about we need an idea because nobody knows about our company. We've been around for more than 70 years. But nobody knows about, and most people don't even know what that Geico means. Government employee insurance company. Nobody never heard of them, but he said, well, we grew off on the phonic sound of a gecko. They went, what? Next. And they dismissed that. But they had no other ideas. So they said, well, God, we got to go with that lizard thing. All they did was got somebody to animate that sucker, gave him a British accent and some little clever lines, and it took off. And they could not take care of their customers at first because they exploded. Oh, we got to hire some more people. We need all of a sudden it went crazy. The lizard, and the dude got a promotion. And all of a sudden, and they say, don't be afraid to get out the box. Because all great things come on, a woman made Spanx. Come on now, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm in Walmart, they all over the place. People who you saying, well, she shouldn't have Spanx on. Who are you to tell them that? It ain't got nothing to do with their business, that's them. The woman that made them things said, you can wear these, and they wouldn't have bought them. And she's a multimillionaire right now. All she did was change fashion. Oh, look, Madam C.J. Walker in the 1920s found a way to make Black people hair nice and smooth where they didn't have to put it on ironing boards. She became a multimillionaire in the 1920s in America. All you do is come up with an idea and put it out there. So, and I tell Patricia that horse is it for her. Get an animator to do it and make the furious marketer of mugs, cups, and more. That's it. And the people go, oh, I don't know who the kid is, but I got to have me one of them. And they drinking cups. Oh, go. That horse is great. Who is she? They want to meet her. But that's how it is. They laughed at Bill Gates because he was in the basement talking about, I see windows. They look around. Oh, Lord, he's crazy. Well, Wozniak didn't think he was crazy, and that's why he'll be there. And the rest of them guys mad at him, running behind him. Hey, wait. I include IBM. They all made a mistake in not listening to him. So when John talks, I do listen. Because I say, this man is saving us money, big time. Because he could, oh man, let him talk. He just, like he said, he just pulled it out of his shirt pocket and started speaking. But that's experience. The universe gives us an opportunity to come here and co-create with that power. No, forget about what's behind you. get some new stuff. And I'm here to help you do it. That's what the universe says for us. You can walk and hold hands with me, and we can create together. And I will guide you, and it will be magnificent, and it'll be yours. That was builds your self-esteem. You did something out of you. It came out of here, not on, that cybernetic book. I've read that book. It is, that's right. This guy did not want to give surgery to some people. No, you don't, there's nothing wrong with you. But he's not a psychologist. He said, God, Lord. But somebody wrote in there they wanted to read wanted a book recommendation, The Silver Method of Mind Control. Jose Silva. And it's real simple. And you start realizing all you want to do is give God that power, that entity, the vibration that you want. That's all. And the rest of it, I'll show you. And you ain't have to work hard. They think I'm a lunatic at Walmart. They said, well, this guy don't do anything. That's what the co-workers say. My bosses ain't fired me. I must be doing something right. I work at least 6 stations every 8-hour shift, wherever they put me, even pull trucks. How am I not doing anything? Look, I like this. I got this kind of enthusiasm. How you doing, ma'am? Let me show you where the cranberry sauce is. And while you're at it, we got some turkeys over here that we just marked down. And let me tell you something, ma'am. Come on here. Let me tell you how easy it is to base your turkey and all this, because you can go and put your injector in right, but also you can just take it and rub it down with your own concoction. But you just put the things together if you want. But it all gonna go in there and make that turkey taste good and everything, and turn it over so it can get in the breast part so the breast won't be dry. You sound like a chef. I used to be one, ma'am. I'm just trying to help you out so you can come in and get your money's worth. That's how I am at work. That's why they haven't fired me.
I'm ready to go buy your turkeys. Yeah.
Well, I think I promise you, I appreciate you stepping in, because I don't.
Thank you, Eddie.
I'm flipping on my soapbox. Let me let you have it back. I'm sorry.
We're coming up on Thanksgiving here in the United States. In fact, it's a week from today, right? So, and just so you guys know, Thursday, Friday, we're shutting down. We're going to take a couple days off. I know that it's never happened before, but Thursday, Friday, we are going to shut down, and we'll look at, obviously Christmas holidays as well. But something I learned from my Italian mother, as far as based on a turkey. All right, here's the secret. Here's the secret, guys. You layer the whole outside of that turkey with bacon. Bacon, okay? The bacon, the pork fat, right, drips in, baste the turkey while it's cooking, okay? And then as part of the turkey meal, you also have the bacon. Now, who doesn't like that, right? Now, I know we've got some vegetarians here. I'm just letting you know, that's what we do, right? You lay bacon over the whole turkey, you wrap the drumsticks with it, all of it. And the bacon becomes a popular item on the Thanksgiving table. Now you know, and the turkey's moist too. Timette, you've got a comment before we wrap up? Timette.
No? Well, I just wanted to say that I really do appreciate all of you. I was not really that enthusiastic about this group when I first started attending. But now I've, changed my outlook from the last time I was in here, and, and decided to listen, and not trying to push so much, and just sit and listen and, gain what knowledge I can from everyone else, and then try to put it to work. So I just wanted to say thank you for being here.
You're welcome, Tim. Glad you're here as well. You're welcome to come whenever you like. Enthusiastic or not. You'll leave more enthusiastic than you showed up.
Yes, indeed.
There you go. All right, my friends. Well, thank you for a great, yes, Chukwuemeka.
I'm coming over to the States for the bacon and the turkey.
Yeah?
I'm coming over. I'm flying over for the...
Oh, well, come on down. Come on down. We'll put an extra couple strips on for you, just for you.
Yeah,
all right.
Thank you.
All right, brother. Good to see you all. We'll go ahead and wrap up with that. Have good thoughts now of well-basted turkey. And I will see you all back here tomorrow for Fun Friday. Somebody bring a joke, please. And bring your dogs and geese and frogs and everything else. We want a little bit of a animal show here tomorrow. Let's have some fun. All right, you guys. Make it a great day. We'll see you in about 23 hours.